Hello students, today we will be seeing some more examples regarding design of singly reinforced beams and its checks. Also, this will be our last video lecture in this chapter, so we'll be concluding here with some more few examples. So starting off, in the previous example we have seen that it is given as to draw the sketch of a cantilever beam with its reinforcements, which was pending in our last video. So we will be drawing the sketch. As it is given a cantilever beam, it is a typical question which is not a regular one, as you have seen in the previous lectures. The main thing here to focus is that the zoning, that is a tension zone and compression zone. The answer that we will be getting was 4 numbers of bar of 12 mm. This we have proved in the last lecture. So now we will be seeing the diagram or the sketch of it. So basically we have seen that for a simply supported beam that is carrying a UDL, it undergoes a bending in this form, and this is called a sagging moment. Hope you have remembered these things from your previous semesters. This is a sagging moment where compression is acting on the top surface and tension is acting on the bottom surface. So here we have seen in the previous questions that the cross section of the diagram was looking somewhat like this, with AST, that being the area of steel provided in the bottom zone, but we will not be referring it as bottom zone or top zone. We will be referring as the tension zone or compression zone. This was our neutral axis. If you remember, the top portion was our compression zone, bottom portion was our tension zone. So the steel bars were provided in the tension zone, and this is a case for simply supported beam. Here, as it is a typical example, we have asked to draw a sketch for a cantilever beam. Now for a cantilever beam carrying a UDL, the bending will be in the form of hogging. Bending will be in the form of hogging. That means the tension zone will be on the top surface and compression zone will be on the bottom surface. As it is a hogging nature, tension will be on the top surface and compression will be on the bottom surface. So the diagram of ours will be completely reversal. That means this is our neutral axis, this will be our tension zone, and this will be our compression zone. We are always placing our steel bars in tension zone. So as per our answer, we were getting 4 numbers of bar as of 12 mm diameter. So we'll be placing 4 numbers of bar here. Clear? So to make a proper sketch, we will be seeing this, that this will be our final sketch, that this will be our beam, this will be our AST, that means 4 numbers of 12 mm dia of bars. And keep in mind, small d will also be changed. Now small d, that is effective depth, will be from the bottom layer. Complete reversal of simply supported beam. So the small d, that is effective depth, will be from the bottom layer, and this will be our cover. Let us say 50 mm. So this top portion will be our cover, this will be our effective depth. So this is a sketch for cantilever beam. It is a typical question, so here specifically it is asked to draw a sketch. So moving on to the new question. The question here is a 300 cross 500 mm RCC beam section is subjected to a design moment of 120 kilonewton meter. As it is said, a design moment, referring to our previous videos. Hope you have remembered. If it is asked as design moment, there is no need to multiply the value by 1.5 with our vector of safety. So we will be dealing with this directly, that is our mu. We need to find area of tension reinforcement required, that is AST required. Also calculate minimum and maximum area of tension requirement as per IS code. This is something new. this is something new that we have not incorporated or came across your previous lectures. And the cover to be taken is given as 50 mm. The concrete grade is M20 and the steel grade is given as Fe415. So we'll be start with our data. The width of beam is given as 300 mm, that is small b, and it is mentioned that 500 mm beam is given, but keep in mind it is not mentioned as effective depth. It is only given as 500 mm depth. So it means that overall depth, that is capital D, is mentioned in the question. So the capital D is given as 500. Cover is also given in the question as 50 mm. So small d will be 450 mm. So the first step of ours will be to find small b and small d. Small b, that is width, is given in question as 300 and effective depth as 450 we have calculated. So moving further, we need to find area of steel, that is AST. And again, to find area of steel, we always go by the equation or go by the step to find PT. So the first step of ours will be to find PT. Mu is already given in question as design moment of 120. So Mu will be 120 kilonewton meter, and we will be finding PT by this equation. 50 FCK by Fi. FCK is 20. Fi is 415. 1 minus under root 1 minus 4.6 Mu. Keep in mind again, as this is our last lecture, we will be referring everything that we are seen in the previous videos. So Mu, that is moment of resistance or bending moment, it is mentioned in the question as 120 kilonewton meter, but while substituting it the value here, that is in the equation of PT, we always need to substitute in the format of Newton into mm. So the value of Mu here will be 120 into 10 raised to 6. 120 to 10 raised to 6 Newton into mm. Clear? These are some minute things that are being neglected, and it results into loss of marks in your GTO examination. So we will be getting PT as 0.63%. So now we'll be moving forward to our question, that is to find area of tension reinforcement, that means area of steel. So AST by the equation PT BD by 100, the same equation we are using. PT, as we have calculated it to be 0.63, B, that is width given in question, and D we have calculated is to be 450. We are getting an answer as 850.5 mm square. Now we'll be needing to find the total number of steel bars, and again the number of steel bars are always to be mentioned or always to be found out from steel table. You will be using a steel table in your GTO examination also, so kindly refer steel table only and keep practicing using steel table, because we have 50% syllabus, that is again 50% syllabus of steel structure. We are now just have started RCC structure, that is overall 50% of your syllabus, and the remaining half of 50% is our steel structure, and we will be dealing only with IS 800 and steel tables during that portion. So steel table plays a vital role in your examination. Okay, so from steel table you will be getting this value. Now moving forward, we have asked to calculate minimum and maximum area of tension reinforcement as per IS code. That means minimum AST and maximum AST as per IS code. So this is something new we will be referring. So the minimum reinforcement and the maximum reinforcement both are given in the same page but in the different formats. So first of all, pause this video, again pause this video and move on to page number 46. Again pause this video, move on to page number 46 of your IS code. There you will be seeing this clause. It will be given up to here only. This will be in page number 46 and the rest portion will be in page number 47. So clause 26.5, that is requirements of reinforcement for structural members, and as we are dealing with beams, the subtopic, that is subclause 26.5.1, and also we are dealing with tension reinforcement, that is AST. So we'll be seeing this portion. Here it is mentioned in clause A that minimum reinforcement, again we have asked in question the same thing. the minimum area of tension reinforcement shall not be less than, means it should not be less than this value. So we need to find AS. Here AS is area of steel. You can, as per this IS code, it is termed as AS, that is AS here which is mentioned, minimum area of tension reinforcement. So from this equation we will be finding AS. Again, 99% of the things are mentioned in your IS code, equations, theories, everything, but it is important to practice and to know from which page number, which equations or which references we are taking. Clear? So again, keep in mind, this is a new page we will be dealing with. So now we need to find AS, that is AS, that is area of steel. So using this equation, B and D we have already seen previously, Fi will be taking as 415. So substituting everything, we get AS or AST will be equal to 276.50 mm square. This is the minimum area of steel required. That means to sufficient carry load content or the moment content, we need to apply 276.50 mm square of steel content in this, and we have applied or we have provided 850.5, which is obviously more than this value, so our first check is satisfied. That means this value is less than 850. Done. Now moving on to the second thing, that is to find maximum reinforcement. Maximum reinforcement is given in this clause, that is clause number B. It states that the maximum area of tension reinforcement shall not exceed, means it should be greater than, so we will be considering is to be equal to. It should not exceed, that means it should not be greater than. So maximum capacity will be up to this value. So maximum reinforcement will be equal to 0.04 BD. Keep in mind, capital D, that is overall depth we need to consider in this. So 0.04 B into D. B we have seen 300, capital D is given in question 500, so this maximum steel comes out to be 6000. That means our range becomes 276.5 less than 800 less than 6000. This is our steel provided. This will be the minimum steel that can be provided. This is the maximum steel that can be provided. So whichever AST we have provided should fall between these two ranges. This value should always fall between these two ranges according to our IAS code. So this is the check whether we have completed the answer correctly or not. Clear? So this was our question. Moving on to the next. The question is, design a rectangular RC beam having width 250, width of the beam is given. It is simply supported with effective span 4.5 meter, that means length of the beam is mentioned. It is loaded with a UDL of 20 kilonewton per meter including self weight. Again, including self weight is given in the question. That means we will not be using rho BD, that is dead load. We will not be including, or we will not be finding the dead load. M20 concrete is to be taken and Fe415 steel is to be taken. We need to check for maximum and minimum steel and also for deflection. That means this is our final sum or final numerical in this chapter. This numerical covers our whole design sums that we have done up till now. So solving this, we will be revising everything that we have covered up till now. So as the width of the beam is given and beam is stated to be simply supported of span 4.5, first thing that we need to do is to find moment, that is mu. Why? Because a load is mentioned, and as the load is given, moment is not given, the first thing we will be doing is to find the moment. But for moment, as it is given just as loaded with, it is not mentioned it is a factored load, it is a design load. So the first thing again will be to multiply it by factor of safety, that is our partial safety factor. So multiplying it by 1.5, we will be getting a factored UDL of 30 kilonewton per meter. Now as the beam is given as simply supported, the mu equation or the bending moment will be WL square by 8. Taking L as 4.5, W as 30 kilonewton per meter, we will be getting an answer 75.94 kilonewton into meter. Now, as the sum is to be designed, the sum is not been asked to find area of steel. It is asked as to design the member, that is to find the dimensions. Whenever we are required to find the dimensions, we will always be assuming it to be a balanced section. Only if the dimensions are given in question, we will be finding the relation between mu and mu limb. Again, keep in mind, if the dimensions are asked or are already provided in the question, we will be finding relation between mu and mu limb. But if the dimensions are to be found out by us, means we are required to find out the dimensions, then always we will be assuming it to be a balanced section. So assuming it to be a balanced section, mu will be equal to mu limb. As Fe415 steel is given, the equation of mu limb will be 0.138 FCK BD square. Substituting this value as mu limb, but keep in mind again into 10 raised to 6. Don't forget to convert it into Newton into mm. FCK will be 20, B as given in equation 250. The only unknown will be d square. So from this equation we will be getting d as 331.75. Again, rounding it off to highest whole number, the value or the depth, effective depth will be 340 mm. Yeah. So the width will be 250 and the depth will be 340. So our section will be like this: 250 width. This will be a small d that we have calculated. Capital D will be small d plus 50, assuming it to be 50 mm cover. So capital D will be 390 mm. It is not been asked, but just as a reference. Now we need to design. So the first portion of dimensioning is completed. Now we'll be moving on to the second portion, that is to find steel content or area of steel. So to find area of steel, we first need to calculate PT. PT can be calculated by this equation. It comes out to be 0.896. AST can be calculated from this equation. It comes out to be 761.6. Now we will be finding the number of bars. Again, number of bars are always to be found from steel table. So from steel table we will be getting the answer, that is near maximum to 761. Again, keep in mind here 18 numbers of 3 bars. Again, 18 numbers of 3 bars, you will be seeing the value 7.63. R's value is 7.61, so it is sufficient. But regarding factor of safety or keeping factor of safety in mind, we are providing somewhat higher value than this. This is just near to this value. We are requiring 7.61. We are providing 7.62. It will sustain the load, but the factor of safety is to be considered somewhat higher. So we are taking is the answer to be 8.04. In your GTO examination, if you have taken it the answer to be 7.63, it is well and good. You won't you will get the full marks for it. But as an optimum value, or as to be constructed it on site, we are taking the value to be somewhat higher. So providing 4 numbers of 16 mm dia as reinforcements. Now we will be moving on to the checks. So the first check we have seen in the previous question also is to find minimum steel, and minimum steel can be found out from the page we have referred before, that is page number 46 and 47. So from page number 46 and 47 we will be getting this equation, that is for minimum steel. Minimum steel AS by BD equal to 0.85 upon F5. So substituting everything, we will be getting the answer AS equal to 174.09, and our maximum steel will be using this equation, and we will be solving by using this equation, that is 0.04 BD. B, again the width of beam, that is 250. Here we will be needing capital D. So we have already seen, assuming 50 mm cover, capital D comes out to be 390. So substituting here, we will getting value of 3800. You can consider 60 mm cover also, there is no issue to make it a whole number. The assumption should be mentioned in your answer. So the AST that we have provided was 804. 804 falls between these two ranges, that is 174.09 is less than 804, is less than 3,800. So the steel that we have provided is okay, or hence safe. Now moving on to the last check, that is deflection check. And deflection check, as we have seen in the previous video, can be found out from page number 37. So pause this video and move on to page number 37. We will be referring to it again. So as in the question it is mentioned as simply supported beam, we will be taking the ratio to be 20. That is, the equation will be 20 into MF. Again keep in mind MF is not printed here, so we will be taking as 20 into MF. MF is modification factor. But first of all we will be finding actual L by D. Actual L, length of beam is given 4.5, so that will be 4500 divided by 340. We will be getting an answer 13.23. Yeah, this will be our actual L by D. PT can be calculated from the equation PT equal to, or from the equation of AST, that is AST equal to PT BD by 100, making PT a subject. The equation will be PT equal to 100 AST by BD. Now here AST will be substituting as AST provided, that is 804, not required value. Clear? B and D will be same, AST will be just AST provided. So from there we will be getting an answer 0.945. Now to calculate MF, some questions were arised so regarding that MF. Now MF, or the value of MF, if we take the value of MF, we need to find this equation, that is of Fs. Fs will be equal to 0.58 Fy AST required upon AST provided. Solving this, in this case you will be getting an answer somewhere around 228 for this sum. For this sum the Fs value you will be getting around 228, but for 228 you need to interpolate the curve. That means this curve is given of 190, this curve is given of 240, so we need to interpolate the curve and to generate a new curve between these two curves. That is somewhat difficult, so we are always using the higher method, or we are always using the curve of higher value. That means if we are getting an answer 228, we can't use the curve 190, so we are using directly the curve 240 to solve this question. In both cases the variation will be hardly 0.1 to 0.2, which can be neglected. So for our easiness we will be referring always the higher value. In this case the Fs will be taking as 240. Again the answer is 228 or something around this, but as 228 curve is not mentioned, we will be taking the higher curve and we will be using the curve 240. So PT is 0.945, this is 1, so somewhat left hand side of 1, that is 0.945, and we will be saying, or we will be stretching this up to this curve, that is 240 curve. So it comes out to be somewhere here, and if we take this value it falls just below 1, so it falls here somewhere just below 1. So substituting it to be 0.95, 0.9, any value you can assume. So as MF for simply supported was 20 into MF, if we consider it to be 0.95, 0.975, anything, here I have considered it to be 0.975, so I am getting an answer 19.5. If you take it to be 0.9, it's okay, no issue in regarding that. We are just comparing these two values. So if you are taking a value as to be 0.9 or 0.8, you will be getting the relation. Okay, so I have taken here MF value to be 0.975. You can consider any value as per your liking or as per your perspective. So solving it, we are getting an answer 19.5. So actual L by D is less than maximum L by D, therefore it will not bend. It will be safe under bending. So the check is completed. Yeah, hereby we are finishing our chapter number 2 as per your module, that is singly RC beam, that is singly reinforced concrete beam. So this is our final numerical regarding this chapter. It covers your whole portion regarding singly RC beam. So solve it and we will be meeting in the next lecture. Thank you.